Dear members of Goodyear India Limited, good morning and a very warm welcome to the 64th Annual General Meeting of Goodyear India Limited, being held through video conferencing and other audio-visual facility, in accordance with the various circulars issued by the MCA and SEBI. For the smooth conduct of the meeting, members will be on mute mode. For members who pre-registered themselves as speaker at the Annual General Meeting, the audio and video will be turned on when they are invited to speak. Please note that the proceedings of this meeting would be recorded and available on the company's website. Without further delay, I invite Mr. Arvind Bhandari, Chairman and Managing Director of Goodyear India Limited, to begin the proceedings. Thank you, and over to you, Mr. Bhandari.
Thanks, Akshita. Good morning, dear members. I, Arvind Bhandari, am extremely pleased to join this esteemed company as your Managing Director. By way of introduction, I have about 29 years of experience, varied experience across FMCG businesses in India and outside, working with companies like ITC, Pepsi, and Nestle, which I wish to and I will endeavor to bring to bear on this current position. I look forward to your support and trust as Goodyear moves to the next chapter of growth and success. Mr. Anup Karnwal, Company Secretary, has informed me that the requisite quorum is present for the annual general meeting. I therefore call the meeting to order. I have great pleasure in extending you a warm welcome to the 64th annual general meeting of your company being conducted through the video conferencing facility. On behalf of the Board of Directors of Goodyear India Limited, I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your continued support and trust that you have shown in this company. I hope each one of you and your families are safe and healthy. Before we proceed with the meeting, I would like to introduce the other board members participating in the annual general meeting through VC or the OAVM facility. Mr. Rajiv Lochan Jain is an independent director of the company. He's also the chairman of the Audit Committee, Nomination and Remuneration Committee, and Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and a member of the Risk Management Committee. He's participating currently from London. Ms. Uma Ratnam Krishnan is an independent director of the company. She is the chairperson of the Risk Management Committee and also a member of the Audit Committee, NRC and CSR Committee. She's participating from Chennai. I would also like to introduce Mr. Sumit Datta Chaudhary, who has been recently appointed as an independent director of the company with effect from March 6, 2025. He's also a member of the Audit Committee, NRC, Stakeholders Relationship Committee, and CSR Committee. He is participating from Mumbai. A very warm welcome to you, Mr. Sumit. I would like to further introduce Ms. Varsha Chaudhary Jain, who has been appointed as whole-time director of the company with effect from November 12, 2024. She's participating from Gurugram. A very warm welcome to you, Varsha. I would also like to introduce at this point Mr. Sandeep Kumar Garg, who has been recently appointed as the whole-time director and CFO of the company with effect from April 7th, 2025. He's also a member of the Risk Management Committee and he's participating from Gurugram. A very warm welcome to Sandeep. I would like to extend my heartfelt gratitude to Mr. Sandeep Mahajan, my predecessor and the ex-CMD of the company, who retired upon completing his superannuation on October 31st, 2024, for his valued contribution and guidance to the company during his tenure as the chairman and managing director. I would also like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Rajiv Kher, who completed his tenure as the independent director of the company on March 5th, 2025, for rendering his valuable advice and guidance to the company during his tenure as the independent director. I would like to thank Mr. Nitesh Kumar Jain, Mr. Santosh Kumar, and Mr. Gajendra Singh, who have resigned from the board for their invaluable efforts and contributions during their tenures as directors of the company. The representatives of the statutory auditors and the secretarial auditors are also present at the meeting. The statutory registers and other documents as mentioned in the AGM notice as are required to be available during the AGM, are available for inspection through the electronic made on the NSDL website. The company's performance is covered on the board's report and the annual report for the financial year ended March 31, 2024. Now, I would like to brief you on the affairs of the company. Akshita, if I can request you to share the presentation, please. Dear members, here is a broad snapshot of your company that I wish to present to you. Would like to cover this presentation on the following points. Would like to just share with you a macroeconomic data of the country, the financial performance overview of your company, an overview of the farm business as well as the consumer business, which are the twin pillars of our businesses here in India, what work we're doing in the corporate social responsibility realm, and the awards and recognitions that we've received, and finally conclusion for the year and the year that is looking ahead at us. Broadly, members, the Indian economy is, as you're all aware, poised for a strong growth. It continues to be one of the world's fastest growing major economies, supported by sound fiscal and monetary policies. As you can see, we are having one of the highest growth rates in the world at a 6.5%. As we are moving towards becoming the third biggest economy in the world, our global ranking is jumping up, and we are expected to be about $10.6 trillion by 2035. So clearly a country which is poised for growth and which is rearing forward to really make a difference in the global landscape. What are the growth enablers? We have a very strong investment outlay which is powering this growth engine. The infrastructure developments are in your view as per the budget. We are building roads extensively to support the growth of the various segments in the country at a rate of 34 kilometers per day. On the fiscal side, the average inflation at about 2.1% on the consumer price index parameter is looking like it will support good consumption. The fiscal deficit is down to 4.4% by about 40 basis points from last year. And our net direct tax collections are growing up by almost 13% this year at a level of 22.3 trillion rupees. So sound financial parameters and a country which is poised to grow, which is a very good opportunity for your company to leverage. Now we're seeing some headwinds. As all of you are aware, there are huge geopolitical and external pressures. Global conflicts are on the rise in various segments, Middle East, Eastern Europe, and so on. Also, trade restrictions have become an order of the day. Many tariff barriers are being imposed. These are the situations that we are facing. However, for your company, we're also looking at emerging new segments within the way the world is reorganizing and the way the new trading opportunities are emerging. On the urban consumption side, weakness has been reported. We have some cutouts here from Business Standard and The Hindu, which report that the consumer goods sector is facing a mute quarter. Urban demand is sluggish. Urban consumption is weakening, and public capex is expected to pick up, but the consumption story is a bit lukewarm. However, as we mentioned before, easing inflation should help trigger that demand in the times to come. Private capex has been somewhat muted. Poor demand in the investments have hit the private sector in Q3. This has been reported in an article in Hindu. We find that private capital expenditure in India remains sluggish in Q4 of the financial year 2025, despite overall rise in new projects. However, what we are also optimistic about is the increasing government spending in the infrastructure and development will start to have its multiplier effect and will benefit your company in terms of the opportunities that it will pose that we can leverage. And we will cover some of them in the slides to come. Now, a quick overview of your company for the year 2024-25. We reported a total income of 2626 crores, which is a growth of about 2.2% over the last year. Our profit before tax was at 75 crores, which was 41.7% lower than the previous year. Now, this was a performance which was impacted by a host of factors. The notable ones are the lower volumes that we saw on account of difficulties in the various categories that we are seeing and some market share erosion. We've seen cost inflation in the last year, and we've seen raw material prices which have impacted our bottom line delivery. If you look at, if Akshita, if I can have the next slide. If you look at the cash position, your company is standing with a strong 195 crores, which is a 57% growth over last year. It's driven primarily by working capital optimization and net income. The dividend that is proposed is at about 23.9 rupees per equity share of rupees 10 each, which is in keeping broadly with the dividend policy of the company. At this point, I would like to take a bit of a deep dive into our two big segments of the businesses, namely the farm business as well as the consumer business, and we'll see what are the challenges and opportunities that stand before us as we brace the next year. Members, the Indian agricultural tractor market, from all indication, is poised to grow. There is an expected CAGR growth of 6.7% in the period 2025-2030 as per the Mordor intelligence report. The market should increase from an estimated 7.9 billion to US 10.9 billion. So we are seeing robust growth, and this is no surprise because this would really be at the back end of India's farm and agricultural growth story. What are the challenges that we are going to see in the times to come, which kind of sustain from what we've seen in the previous years? We still have the situation of fragmented land holdings in our country, which come in the way of fast mechanization and adoption of large-scale agricultural practices. Input cost inflation is a worry in some quarters and would continue to be so in the times to come. Competition from substitutes, we have seen there are new kind of power tillers and harvesters which have come into being, which actually redefine the landscape of the farming industry as we see it evolving on the fields of India. Climate variability is something that we are familiar with personally and from what we experience around the world. Changed cycle of weather as well as changed quantum of rain and sunshine has impacted the sowing patterns and therefore the yield that comes out of it. These are some of the challenges that we see that we need to be aware of and make plans to either counter or to look at opportunities which emerge between these challenges. The drivers that we see at a broad level is the government support that has been extended. We see more and more of that, and that is trickling down into more prosperity in the rural quarters, which has fired demand of farm tractors and our products. Technological advancements are happening. The new generation that is coming in the market is looking at new benefits, and they are keen that some of the developments that are happening in the technological space globally and in the country are also becoming visible and useful to them in their landscape. Changing farm dynamics, we've talked about the change in the rural infrastructure, the change in the disposable income, and the demand projections that are coming out of it. And we see horticulture expansion. More and more cash crops are being looked at by farmers to expand their earning wallet. The OEMs, who we are constantly in touch with, are focusing on product diversification in keeping with the demand patterns. And your company is working very closely with the OEMs to make sure that we are well integrated with the new emerging opportunities. The OEMs are also looking at digitally integrating the whole ecosystem, so we are able to better understand the opportunity and deliver the required products and services to the consumers and customers in time, and eco-friendly tractors which are keeping with the new and evolving energy requirements in the industry. Now, coming from this broad landscape, how is your company positioned to really align the business that we are in and to be able to drive growth and leadership? So we want to be leaders, as we have been for a very long time in this market, with efficient and competitive operations. We are looking at higher rim sizes, which is in keeping with the pattern towards higher HP tractors, and also tires which are more versatile. So there is focus on the larger rim sizes, the 14 and 16. There is also a growing set of diverse applications: haulage, row cropping, puddling, and so on. And your company's products have to now deliver across a spectrum of challenges and still deliver to the demands of the farmers. And I'm happy to tell you that innovation will be happening briskly on all these lines to be able to give consumers tires which are not even versatile. So they're able to work as efficiently on field as well as off the field or on the tar roads, and also are actually well adapted for newer farm equipments, which cover the areas of puddling and row cropping in the farming practices. Also, the importance of after sales service. Our customers are asking for that support, and we have looked at strengthening that. We also want to expand our network with the increasing demand and the increasing disposable incomes in the tier 2 and tier 3 cities. We are working with the OEMs, and we are also working on the replacement market, which arises subsequent to the original fitments. And so your company is well positioned to leverage that across the various tier 2 and 3 cities and expanding its footprint so your customers and consumers do not have to be disappointed and are able to access their products at will, at arm's length. We're also looking at leveraging technology and innovation, processes inside the company, as well as processes that help us interact with our customers are being increasingly are being made technologically friendly, so we are able to gather demand and deliver earlier and faster. We're also looking at a host of white spaces with the emerging geographies. We've seen patterns of cultivation increase in Maharashtra, Eastern UP, Bihar, that we want to leverage. And we are working with the OEMs to expand our channel program as well as Consumer Connect program to be able to bring tires which are in sync with the emerging demands. So at a broad level, we are looking at doing this. And also, I'm happy to share with you some of the work that has happened in the last year and continues to happen this year on engaging with our consumers, namely farmers and customers. So we've held ground programs where we walk with the consumers, understand the issues they face, work with them closely, sometimes even educating them about the farming practices. Then we have promotions which are run, like we ran the oil promotion with the tire to actually help our farmers in the peak tilling and rowing times so that they are able to actually benefit from a whole set of offers from your company. We've also looked at doing micro marketing. So we have gone to geographies in Rajasthan, in UP, in Haryana, in Punjab, and we've done customized, low cost, but very effective programs which talk to the consumers along with the dealers. So they are in touch with the Goodyear, and that actually also helps drive the brand equity and the trust of your company's product. So that's the broad farm landscape. On the consumer business side, I would like to draw your attention to the emerging landscape. And here the picture is a bit mixed. We had, as you can see from the chart on the left, a sharp increase in the period 2020 to 2023, where the market on the passenger vehicle sales, as you can see, grew to good healthy digit numbers, 13.2 and 26.8 respectively in 21, 22 and 2023. And then 23 onwards, there has been a decline to single digit. And in 2024, 2025, we've actually seen that drop even further. We believe this is a result of the replacement market and the COVID thing unfolding in a way which was not in keeping with the previous years. This should stabilize in the years to come, but this will have its ripple effect in the following 1 or 2 years. And your company is looking at opportunities on how to manage this. The good thing that I would like to share with the members is that the car park in India, and this is the chart in the middle, is still relatively small and stands at a lower level of penetration compared to other countries, namely China, US, and Japan. So if you look at the cars per thousand population, India is a small 37% versus 83 in China and 290 in US, and of course, Japan is much bigger. So I would like to request members to look at this chart and look at the opportunities that stare at us in the future, and your company would be looking at maximizing each of these. Now, within that increasing car park that we see unfolding in the years to come, we also find two patterns that we would like to draw your attention to. A, the increasing share of the Lux and SUV. So if you look at the next chart, You see in 2023-24 a 60% contribution from luxury in the SUV segment, increasing to 65 in the year that is just gone by. So you are seeing a shift towards more luxury and SUV segments where consumers are asking for more, where the disposition to spend on the products is high. The second pattern that is of interest, which I would like to draw the attention of the members to, which your company is keen to leverage, is the increase in the EV segment. Now it is small, but it will gather pace along with what we've seen in the market, with the support being extended by the government and the way the OEs are looking at this opportunity. So it has increased the EV segment from the combustion engine from 2.4% contribution in the market to 2.7%. We see this increasing sharply in the times to come, and I'm glad to share that your company is actually very much well positioned to lead and dominate this emerging new segment. Now, if you look at, Akshita, if I can have the next slide, the drivers of growth in the consumer business, I would like to draw your attention again to the fact that the premium segments are increasing, luxury SUV and electric vehicles, and we've seen some good initiatives from your company in that segment, some initial good offers with a very favorable response, and a strong plan in the times to come to leverage this growing segment and even dominate it. We are looking at expanding our dealer network. Consumers of the tire industry are spread across various cities. It is no more the fact that it's only the top metros. We are seeing that demand pick momentum in the smaller cities. And your company is going to be driving that very strongly with BROs, which is exclusive Goodyear tire centers, to go deeper in the market and to have more visibility and a better service with consumers. New product portfolio. We have recently launched a range of tires under the name of Assurance Max Guard. I'm happy to share with you, members, that it has had a very favorable response from the consumers, and we are seeing a good pickup in the secondary market as well already. So very, very heartening information and a set of product lines which are well appreciated by consumers, and the dealers are playing back their confidence. So that's the step in the right direction, because these are tires which are actually specially customized with the best of Goodyear technology, if I can say, for the worst of Indian roads. So you'll be seeing more of that. And lastly, there is a huge amount of opportunity with digitization within our processes, as well as facing the consumer and the customers to improve their experience with your brand and the services we offer. And the company is working closely on that, not only at its BROs, but also in its various set of engagements that follow in the course of the service segment. This is the broad landscape of consumer, and we have opportunities that we want to leverage and grow the business. Now, I would like to draw your attention to the work that your company is doing at the corporate social level. I would like to share with you that your company has chosen to focus on two seminal areas for growing our businesses. One is women empowerment, and the second is environment. Two aspects that you would all agree, which are very important to us as the larger members of the community that we belong to. Now, in the sphere of women empowerment, we have been working on the skilling and entrepreneurship development program. We've done vocational training for women members. We've also done entrepreneurship training, and I will share some of those details with you, and you will be glad to know that it has had a very good response amongst the beneficiaries. Very broadly on the environment side, we are sitting in a time when some of our cities are facing issues of air pollution, which impact the health of all of us. I'm glad to share with you that your company has been at the forefront of working actively in this area. We have a program called the Cleaner Air, Better Life, which is ready to drive better air quality, and I'll be sharing some details a little later. We are looking at Catch the Rain as an initiative that is exclusively been again designed by Goodyear for rainwater harvesting. We believe that the level of the water needs to be maintained, and rainwater harvesting would be a very critical driver of keeping that level at the same or higher in the times to come, to be able to support the agricultural growth that we see coming out of this. And on the side of renewable energy, your company has been very active on solar panel installations at both its manufacturing facilities, and is looking at very dynamically approaching this project to be able to maximize that opportunity. The total amount spent in the CSR domain by your company in the year 2024-25 is 2.94 crores, which is completely in keeping with the requirements. These are some of the pictures that I'm happy to share with you, and you'll be glad to know that your company has been able to extend out and benefit the community at large. Pictures here are showing IT classes being held at our learning center, general stores which are established under the program where women are able to benefit as entrepreneurs. We are looking at broad spectrum of areas, so opening shops, grocery shops, and stuff which is pertinent to women, as also holding ITES classes which enable the preparation of women for the white workforce. Now, the result of all that is that we've covered 190 women who have successfully benefited from this program. We've done training on ITES, sales and marketing, banking and financial services. We have a good corpus of learning, and we want to now build on that further. We've done training programs, entrepreneurship training programs, which are in the domain of mentoring on how to run businesses, how to access credit, which is affordable, easy, how to have asset transfers once the business has gotten going, and the business support that we want to extend so that what we set up is a viable operation in the years to come. On the side of the environment, here are some pictures, and you can see that we have been active in looking at how to manage the situation of stubble burning in Barnala, along with the government. We've held farmers meeting for education on this cause. We've also worked with farmers using super seeder, which actually helps us in terms of total agricultural practices. And we've looked at maintenance of 10 RWH units, which are installed in Faridabad. So some of the pictures, but what is the impact of all this? And I'm happy to share with you that the numbers are big and heartening. As a result of these activities, we managed to cover 103 villages in Barnala, Punjab. 2.56 lakh acre of area has been covered by the programs extended by your esteemed company. 46,600 plus farmers have been directly reached by us and have benefited from our programs. 129 machines have been provided, and about 86% area has been managed without stubble burning. So our extension towards really contributing to the environment, which we believe is very critical for the health of the community and the stakeholders of the company at large. On the rainwater harvesting side, 40 plus billion liters of water has been saved by the initiatives done by your company. So this is the broad landscape. And the result of all this, ladies and gentlemen, is the awards and the recognitions that your company has received. Now, there's a host of them, and I would not like to clutter the slide, but the ones that I would like to draw your attention to are the three areas and the pillars in which your company has been recognized as the leader. One, OEM recognition. We work very closely with our OEMs. We are in constant partnership with them, and they trust us. And this shows very hearteningly when they reward us with the certificates like you see. I've produced just two of them, but we have many more. We've got 50 years long service award. So we are in active contact with our OEs. We work with them, and we've been working for so long. So Escorts and Swaraj has given us. We've also received from Mahindra recently a similar recognition. On the corporate governance side, we've received the Golden Peacock Award for excellence, which clearly shows that your company is fully compliant with all the laws of the land and is working in all its commercial objectives without losing any sight of those things which are required as per the Indian rules and regulations. And lastly, your company also has been rewarded with Employer Excellence Award, meaning the people who come to work, which make all the difference, that you've seen in the previous slides, have enjoyed working here. They found the work fulfilling, meaningful, professionally and personally. And so we got this award very recently, Best Organization to Work For, in the year 2025. We were there to receive it by ETH, which is a prestigious initiative by the Economic Times, the Times of India Group. So a broad snapshot of the work done by your company, which is cumulatively aggregating with the recognition by all your stakeholders. In conclusion, members, I would like to say that we are dedicated to being number one in tires and services. This is the vision of the company globally. This is the vision of Goodyear India Limited. We have some challenges, but we have many more opportunities. Our company is geared with the right set of innovation platforms, with the right set of dealer outreach programs, with the right set of engagement with all its stakeholders to make a difference. With your trust and your valued support, we will be making very strong and formidable steps towards becoming bigger in tires and services and stronger in the years to come. At the end, I would like to extend my sincere gratitude to all of you, all the shareholders, all the stakeholders, and everyone who has made this journey very enriching and fulfilling, and look forward to your continued support to make it even stronger in the times to come. Thanks a lot. Now, I would like to take you through the balance of the affairs. The notice convening this meeting, together with the financial statements, along with the board's and auditors' report thereon, was sent to the members by email and public notice. It was also published in the newspapers. Further, this is to inform you that secretarial auditors and statutory auditors have given their audit report for the financial year 2024-2025, which is part of the annual report. With your permission, I would like to take all of them as read. I would like to inform all of you that as per the applicable provisions of the Companies Act 2013 and the rules thereunder and SEBI, listing obligations and disclosure requirements regulations 2015, the company had provided remote e-voting facility to the members entitled to cast their vote on the AGM agenda items from July 22nd, 2025, starting at 9:30 a.m. to July 24, 2025, closing at 5 p.m. IST. I would like to draw attention to the fact that all members present at the meeting and who have not cast their votes by availing the remote e-voting facility, they can now exercise their vote in proportion to their shareholding using the e-voting platform of NSDL during the proceedings of the annual general meeting. The voting procedure is already mentioned in the notice of the annual general meeting sent to the members who have registered their email IDs with us. At this point, I would like to proceed with the transaction of businesses as per the following agenda in the notice convening this annual general meeting. Agenda number 1, adoption of the financial statements and report of the Board of Directors and Auditors thereon for the financial year ended March 31st, 2025. Agenda item number 2, declaration of final dividend on equity shares for the financial year ended March 31st, 2025. Agenda number 3, appointment of Ms. Varsha Chaudhary Jain as director, liable to retire by rotation, who being eligible offers herself for reappointment. Agenda number 4, ratification of remuneration to be paid to the cost editors, Vijayan Sharma and Company, cost accountants for the financial year ending on March 31st, 2026. Agenda number 5, appointment of Messrs. Chandrasekharan and Associates as secretarial auditors of the company for a period of 5 consecutive years from the financial year 2025-2026. Agenda number 6, waiver of the recovery of excess aggregate managerial remuneration paid to managing directors, former and current, of the company for the financial year 2024 and 25. Agenda number 7, waiver of recovery of excess aggregate managerial remuneration paid to all executive directors, including managing director of the company for the financial year 2024-2025. The ordinary businesses are the mandatory items as provided under the Companies Act 2013. The company took only those items as special business which are considered by the board as unavoidable. The explanatory statement in the notice specifies the justification of special business. Now, considering the participation of members in the AGM through the VC and the OAVM facility, 3 options were available to the members to ask questions or give their comments on the agenda items of notice during their participation in the annual general meeting. 1, members can pre-register themselves as a speaker at least 48 hours in advance of the meeting by sending email at the designated investor email address of the company, as mentioned in the notice of annual general meeting. Number two, the second option is that the members may ask questions to the company by sending email at the designated investor email address of the company, as mentioned again in the notice of the annual general meeting. The third option, ladies and gentlemen, is that the members can post messages during the meeting on the communication box available on the screens to all members participating in the meeting. The members who missed pre-registering themselves, sending questions in advance, or having some connectivity issues may therefore post their questions concurrently on the communication box. Now, I invite the esteemed members who have pre-registered in advance as speakers. In the interest of time, I would request all speakers to restrict their questions and submissions to a maximum of 3 minutes.
We will now begin the question and answer session. Members are kindly requested to ask questions with regard to annual report, financial statements, or any other matter as mentioned in the AGM notice. Now, I have the pleasure to invite our speaker members to speak, please. We invite our first speaker member, Mr. Saket Kapoor, to unmute your connection and ask your questions. We will wait for a moment while Mr. Kapoor unmutes his connection. Mr. Kapoor, your line seems to be unmuted. Please proceed with your question.
Yes. I could not see the board members right now. Can you make arrangement for the same?
Sir, we can hear you. You may continue in the meanwhile.
No more. I was just asking, but I would like to see our chairman and the other dignitaries. That is not available on the preview screen.
Sir, we can see them. Please proceed with your question, please.
Yeah, fine. नमस्कार भंडारी जी. Am I audible to you, sir? आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
बिल्कुल साकेत जी. Thank you. Please go ahead.
जी धन्यवाद साहब. सर बहुत ही यूनिक पैटर्न है. आपने 3 मिनट का विंडो रखा है, बट मैं पहला का 25-30 सेकंड लेता हूं सर सिर्फ एक बात रखने के लिए कि बहुत ही यूनिक विंडो आपने रखा है. इसमें चेयरमैन साहब ही सारी बातें कर रहे हैं. मैंने सेक्रेटेरियल का रोल भी साहब आपने ही निभाया. जितने भी एजेंडा राइटिंग एंड ऑल ये आप ट्रांसफर कर सकते थे अपनी ओपनिंग स्पीच के बाद, बट सर कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता है. आपका डेडिकेशन है कंपनी के प्रति. सर फर्स्टली I would like to know, sir, Bhandari ji, what is the mandate you are carrying with you today? आपने जैसे अपनी लेगेसी बताई, 30 वर्ष का आपका अनुभव बताया, पेप्सी अदर इंस्टीट्यूट का बताया, तो आप क्या मनोरथ लेकर यहाँ आए हैं कि भाई अपने को ये साबित करना है कि this is what I will prove my mettle here in this organization. Because what Goodyear was and what Goodyear is, there is a very, very, very stark difference. We are at the lowest at the profitability mark when we compare with the other tire companies. Correct me, sir, wherever I am going or exaggerating, sir. And you can interrupt me also. I have no issues with that. But the type of brand Goodyear is, not only in India, but globally, हमारा कहीं नामो निशान नहीं है profitability के aspect में. Major component हमारे traded उससे आते हैं. I think so जो हमारी subsidiary है, उसके through शायद आप उसको route करते हैं. तो सर जब हम when we are looking at our financial numbers, I am articulating to the purchase of stock in trade. Out of the total revenue of 2600 crore, we are going through this purchase of stock in trade of 803 crore for the current financial year. Kindly explain the nature of this stock in trade phenomenon for a manufacturing organization like Goodyear, and what are the benefits we are if this purchase of stock in trade is attributing to us, and why it is not directly in the manufacturing category. If you could just explain. Secondly, भंडारी साहब, सर आप जवाब देना चाहेंगे तो मैं वेट भी करूंगा. कैसे आपको क्या प्रक्रिया रखनी है सर? इट इज अप टू यू सर.
आप पहले साकेत जी पूरा बोल लीजिए, फिर मैं जवाब दे दूंगा.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद भैया. Second comes, what are the key reasons for posting lower profits currently? If I take even the last quarter numbers, we posted around revenue of 600 crore. Again, we have purchase of stock in trade at 185 and the bottom line at PBT was 7 crore rupees. However, we have a higher depreciation, so EBITDA number were definitely higher. But क्या reasons है सर लोअर प्रॉफिट्स का, और आप इसको करेक्ट कैसे कर रहे हैं? आपने प्रेजेंटेशन काफी इलेबोरेट दिया, बट ये कोर्स करेक्शन क्या है इस ईयर के लिए? आप क्या प्रॉफिट के मार्जिन की को आई करते हैं? सर आरएम बास्केट में मेरी अंडरस्टैंडिंग यही है कि नेचुरल रबर और आपके अदर क्रूड डेरिवेटिव्स ही हैं जो इमर्सलाइजर एंड ऑल हैं जो मिक्सिंग के लिए लगते हैं, वही मेजर होने चाहिए। बट अदर देन दैट क्या मेजर रॉ मटेरियल हैं, इनकी ट्रेंड आप कैसी देख रहे हैं? और हमारा क्या इंटीग्रेशन है? कोई लॉन्ग टर्म कॉन्ट्रैक्ट अपने रखते हैं किस प्लेयर्स के संग, या डोमेस्टिकली नेचुरल रबर्स के लिए हम फार्मिंग एंड ऑल क्या इनिशिएटिव ले रहे हैं जिससे नेचुरल रबर्स की जो वेजरीज है उनसे हम अपने को इंसुलेट कर सकें? जो प्राइस फ्लक्चुएशन है, अवेलेबिलिटी है, दोनों ही रीजन है जो बहुत ही विस्तृत रूप से अखबारों में और मीडिया के थ्रू में मालूम चलता है। सर हमारी कैपेसिटी यूटिलाइजेशन लेवल्स अभी क्या है? हमारा शायद एक ही प्लांट है, अभी हम लोग क्या यूटिलाइजेशन लेवल्स पे रन कर रहे हैं? और एक सब्सिडरी भी है सर जिसमें हम पैसेंजर कार्स का आई थिंक सो सेल्स करते हैं, उसका क्या रीजन है उसको ऐसे सब्सिडरी बना के प्राइवेट लिमिटेड कंपनी के थ्रू रखने का? करेक्ट मी देयर सर, वो क्या कारण है? सेकेंड सर, वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ क्या रही है हमारी? व्हाट हैव बीन द वॉल्यूम ग्रोथ फॉर द करंट फाइनेंशियल ईयर? व्हाट आर वी एंटिसिपेटिंग टेकिंग इनटू अकाउंट? सर जो ट्रैक्टर के लिए 1 मिलियन का टारगेट रखा है इंडस्ट्री ने दिस टाइम, दैट दे विल बी रीचिंग अबव 1 मिलियन, एंड यू बी मेंशनिंग अबाउट एस्कॉर्ट्स एंड अदर पीपल गिविंग अस अवार्ड्स, तो हमारा अच्छा ओईएम से कनेक्शन है, तो कैसा वो आउटलुक दे रहे हैं? उसके हिसाब से हमारे प्रोडक्शन लाइंस कैसे अलाइंड हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ meeting their demand, since their volume is going to go up to by 5 to 6%, and it will be a record year, and the spread of monsoon is also indicating towards the same. सर आपने मैनेजमेंट डिस्कशन में मेंशन किया सेल्स मिक्स, बताइए आप फार्म एंड कमर्शियल टायर्स का, और कमर्शियल टायर्स से आप क्या कहना चाहते हैं? ये आपके किस सेगमेंट को एट्रीब्यूट करता है? सर जैसे टायर में हमने पढ़ा है बायस एंड रेडियल टायर्स, तो हमारे टायर्स किस कैटेगरी को जनरली कैटर करते हैं? सर बस एंड सेगमेंट में मेनली बायस टायर्स ही यूज होते हैं, बट आई थिंक सो रेडियलाइजेशन ही मेजर। सर मैं अभी भी अपनी बात पे विस्तृत नहीं रख सकता, मैं चुप भी हो सकता हूँ, बट एक पॉइंट मैं कंक्लूड करने वाला जरूर आपसे कहूंगा। सर आप जितने भी रोल निभा रहे हैं यहाँ पर, सबसे पहले अपने निवेशकों के लिए प्लेटफॉर्म खोलें साहब। एक एजीएम 3 मिनट 4 मिनट या 5 मिनट का एक माध्यम नहीं होना चाहिए शेयर धारकों को मैनेजमेंट से कम्युनिकेट करने का। सेबी के प्रावधान के हिसाब से आप हर क्वार्टर के बाद बिजनेस अपडेट दे सकते हैं, प्रेस रिलीज दे सकते हैं, कॉन कॉल होस्ट कर सकते हैं। मैं सारे मैनेजमेंट की मैनेजमेंट हमारी मैडम जो होल टाइम डायरेक्टर हैं, जैन साहब इंडिपेंडेंट डायरेक्टर हैं, उन सबसे इस एस्पेक्ट पे डिलिबरेट करने का अनुग्रह करूंगा कि क्या कारण है कि गुडियर जैसी एक ग्लोबल ब्रांड के पास कोई कम्युनिकेशन ही नहीं है निवेशकों के लिए। एकमात्र एक एनुअल रिपोर्ट छोड़ के कोई कम्युनिकेशन नहीं आता है हमारे पास। हमारे कंपनी सेक्रेटरी साहब से भी मेरा अभी तक परिचय भी नहीं हुआ, ना बातचीत हुई, ना ही इस एजीएम में उन्होंने एक वर्ड कहा है, तो वो बड़ी विचित्र बात आती है। अब सर मैं कैपेक्स और 3-4 पॉइंट रख के अनुग्रह करूंगा सर आपसे कि फॉलो अप की भी अपॉर्चुनिटी जरूर दीजिएगा साहब। मुझे फिर पैनलिस्ट से व्यू में डाल दिया जाएगा, अगर कोई क्वेश्चन रहेगा भी पेंडिंग तो मैं पूछ ही नहीं पाऊंगा आपसे। ये भी आप मॉडरेटर साहब से सर मेरा अनुग्रह है कि अगर मुझे इफ दे अलाउ मी। सर कैपेक्स क्या आप आउटलाइन करते हैं करंट ईयर के लिए? भंडारी साहब क्या कैपेक्स आउटलाइन करते हैं आप करंट ईयर के लिए एंड गोइंग अहेड, कि जिससे हमारी कैपेसिटी और जो आप आई कर रहे हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी, इन टर्म्स ऑफ मार्केट पेनिट्रेशन, जो भी आपने वक्तव्य अभी दिया उसको आप कैसे अचीव करेंगे, उसके लिए कितने पैसे खर्च करेंगे, क्योंकि अपने पास बैंक में सफिशिएंट पैसे हैं इसको करने के लिए। ईपीआर पे सर आपने कुछ नहीं बताया साहब, आई थिंक सो ये मिस हुआ है हमारा। एक्सटेंडेड प्रोड्यूसर रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी में हमारा क्या रोल है? हाउ मच हैव वी इन्वेस्टेड इन द R&D पार्ट, रबर क्रम एंड ऑल, क्या हम रोल प्ले कर रहे हैं साहब, उसे आप जरूर बताएं। R&D पर विशेष अध्ययन बताएं सर क्या है। एंड रिक्वेस्ट एक भी करूंगा सर, जो आपने अपनी प्रेजेंटेशन दी है, मैं कंपनी सेक्रेटरी साहब से अनुग्रह करता हूं कि इसे वो जरूर एक्सचेंज पे अपलोड करें, एंड ऑल्सो हम शेयर धारकों को इसका मेल जाए जिससे हमें अवगत हो साहब कि आज आपने क्या कहा है। हम 5-10 शेयर होल्डर सिर्फ मीटिंग अटेंड कर रहे हैं, बाकी तो सब अंधेरे में ही हैं, क्योंकि आप किसी भी प्रकार का कोई विंडो है ही नहीं हमारे लिए वार्तालाप करने के लिए। और सर भंडारी साहब ये आपकी लेगेसी को क्वेश्चन करता है कि आप अपने शेयर धारकों के लिए क्या मैंडेट लेकर आए हैं। हमने आपको वहां बैठाया है इसी कारण सर कि हमारा ध्यान रखा जाए, तो आप जरूर इस पर देखें सर। और ये वेवर ऑफ एक्सेस मैनेजरियल रेवोल्यूशन की क्या स्टोरी है, क्यों ये एक्सेस पेमेंट किया गया, क्यों इसे वापस लिया जा रहा है। एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट पे भी सर मुझे चिंता है एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ सेल्स, आप इतना हायर
Sorry to
कॉस्ट
interrupt,
कैसे?
sir.
मैडम जी प्लीज अलाउ मी अक्षता मैडम, ये बहुत जरूरी डिस्कशन हो रहा है, 1 मिनट का समय मुझे दीजिए, मैं कलकत्ता से हूँ। मैं कहना चाह रहा था सर कि एम्प्लॉय कॉस्ट एज अ परसेंटेज ऑफ सेल्स हायर है, सो व्हाट आर द कॉस्ट एफिशिएंसी एंड द ऑप्टिमाइजेशन प्रोग्राम that is underway right now? Sir, I think so. We have also done some fact-finding work because of some inventory issues that have been done by ENY. So, can you explain how much have we spent on this finding? I think so 4 करोड़ का था तो मैटर, और हमने कितना ENY को दिया, एंड अदर फाइंडिंग्स ENY की तरफ से क्या आई है? सर SAP भी बताइए, वेदर हमारे यहाँ पर SAP का इंस्टॉलेशन है कि नहीं, खाना SAP को हम अडॉप्ट कर सकते हैं कि नहीं, जिससे ये सारे इंटीग्रेशन बेटर हो सके। सर मैं और भी बातें रख सकता हूँ, बट इन द इंटरेस्ट ऑफ टाइम मैं आपसे भंडारी साहब मैं अनुग्रह करूंगा कि आप प्लेटफॉर्म जरूर बनाएं सर निवेशकों के लिए। गुडियर एक लिस्टेड कंपनी है, इसे NSE में भी लिस्ट कराने का अनुग्रह करता हूं साहब। ये प्लेटफॉर्म हम इतनी पुरानी कंपनी हो गए, सिर्फ बम्बई स्टॉक एक्सचेंज में लिस्टेड हैं। क्या क्या कारण है कि सेक्रेटरी टीम और
Sorry
हमारे
to interrupt here, sir.
इसमें इंटरेस्ट नहीं ले रहे हैं?
I'm
मैडम
very
जी,
sorry to interrupt you, sir.
yes ma'am,
So
yes ma'am,
you may.
I will only request when Bhandari Saab is answering, provide me the prompt to ask a follow up, and I'll just convey my best wishes to the entire team, to madam the whole time director and the other members of the team for a prospectful and a profitable year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you. We
ओके
now. Yes, sir.
साकेत, आपने इतने सवाल पूछे कि मैं लिस्ट बना बना के मेरा एक पेज भर गया. Let me try and answer as best as I can, as briefly as I can, and I think in the interest of other people who are going to dial in, I would request that we keep this interaction to my answer, and for any subsequent questions and things you have, we can come back to you. Now, I will try and answer as best as I can all the things that you've raised. You've raised pretty much everything that is important to a company, and I will speak in English predominantly so that everybody can benefit. पहला चीज आपने पूछा, what is my intent joining the company? My intent is to pretty much do what you said, which is to get the glory back of Goodyear. It used to be doing well. It has been doing well. I would differ with you that it's not been doing well. It still has a very significant market share. It is leading in innovation. Businesses have some challenges. We have ours. But the intention of the team that is currently now taking charge, and some of the people you see here, is to really get the growth of Goodyear back. We have a good balance sheet. How do we really leverage that for maximizing the growth opportunity? Now, let me quickly go through your questions one by one. The lower profit that I mentioned was primarily on account of lower volumes. The industry has seen a slowdown. We are many players in the industry now. The category is fragmented. There are many players, and there has been price discounting, and there has been a war for market share, which has kind of eroded the total value of the category. But your company is holding its price, holding its proposition, and that will show in the times to come. We've also had some cost inflation, which has driven it down. We are looking at controlling that. I'm linking this to the other question that you raised about the cost of rubber and the difficulties we see, and how do we want to integrate that opportunity in our ecosystem. So I'm happy to share with you that we are working very closely with our vendors to increase the localization. We're also working on the mix of the ingredients to see what can we bring which is proprietary, and where Goodyear's expertise of raw materials as well as its processes can benefit in the entire and to its shareholders. So there is work happening on that front. But commodities, if they have an upward swing, we would have to reflect some of that in the pricing, which we have done. But it then has an impact on the volumes in a market which is very competitive. So it's been a mix of those two things. Lower growth, as I showed in the first chart in the category, and the intense market share wars between the competitors that has led to the erosion of the volume. You talked about what are the other things that we are doing to use your word, the vagaries. So we are looking at our supply chain to ensure that we are well protected. We are looking at the raw material sourcing. We've increased our network of vendors in the last 2 years. We constantly scrutinize them with respect to the cost effectiveness so that we are able to get the best. We work very closely with our principals in Akron, US, and our office in Shanghai to make sure that the best of technology is brought here very, very promptly. And that you've seen with the launch of some of our new products, which then has a positive rub off on both the margins as well as the volume in the long term. You talked about the tractor OEs. Yes, the tractor segment is buoyant, is very upbeat, and we've got that feedback from our vendors, TAFE, Escorts, ITL, and so on. We are looking at keeping our supply chain healthy and fully available for extra opportunities. And I'm happy to share with you that we have good capacity utilization, but we are also able to make changes as we've done in the CapEx to improve the downstream operations to meet the increasing demand. And let me assure you that if there's a demand, we will be there to service it. We will not miss it. Our capacity utilization ranges in a healthy level, but we have enough and more leverage within. And we also do constant CapEx improvements, not only in terms of improving the quality of our machines, but also in putting, as you mentioned, some new processes, which are sometimes even SAP integrated, to bring the best at a very low and affordable manufacturing cost. You talked about the commercial tires. Your company has so far led with bias in the farm segment. We've spoken to the OEs. While the radial is increasing, the bias still continues to dominate. That is the preference of the consumers. In the consumer segment, of course, the radial is increasing, and of course, we are very well placed to leverage the opportunities in the top end of this market. You talked about communication guidance. We take that point on board. If you feel that your company is not being in communication, the company secretary and I take that point on board, and we will see how we address that in future. Thank you so much for the advice. You talked about CapEx. I can assure you CapEx has been completely on the agenda, and we have kept our books in a situation where we can deploy CapEx as required. We're evaluating few new patterns and the CapEx requirements for that, and that is under evaluation. As you would appreciate, some of these things are confidential, so I cannot disclose them, but rest assured that we would be looking at investing ahead of the demand, ahead of competition. We would not hold back of any technology parameter. In fact, Goodyear wants to lead with the best in terms of patterns, and you would see in the times to come the innovation on that side. EPR is something that we aggressively pursue both with OEs as well as the industry forum. We are committed to it. There is a lot of work still required to be done, but Goodyear is making probably the most forward communication and engagements with stakeholders to make an impact. We can share more specifically with you, but as you would appreciate, this is an initiative which only fructifies with the engagement of the broader community. And we are looking at working with that very closely with our partners. You talked about the cost waiver of excesses, which is on account of the old MD going before the time, the new MD coming. So those were the adjustments that we did. The employee cost as a part of the portfolio has been kept at a healthy level, but we are very conscious. And as we bring more technology, as we digitize our processes, we would be looking at optimizing that. But let me tell you that we are also very keen to get the best talent and keep the internal managerial expertise and the people part of it well protected with the right policies. So it would be a walk which is covering both cost as well as right quality of talent in the company. You talked about inventory. We've had some issues with inventory. It is in public domain. We can share with you the exact expenditure by way of mail later, but it has been done with due diligence and with right cost effectiveness to come to the conclusion earnestly and early, जिससे ये चीज जल्दी solve हो जाए. Volume growth के लिए हम लोग कई चीजें कर रहे हैं. मैंने कुछ mention की है, but some will unfold in the times to come. The category is also this year sluggish. From the data that we have from third parties syndicated, it has not moved up. We believe it is the cycle of COVID during which it had gone down and the replacement demand has not kicked in. There are other reasons because of which the replacement has not come as per the expectation. However, we want to lead growth in the segments where we are strong and make a difference at a total realization level as well as the profitability. You also mentioned issues on stock in trade specifically, which we will come back to you. You mentioned some numbers. The lower profit I've explained to you already. And we will be looking at some of those negative features. How do we tackle them so that your company is able to post better returns? In short, my intent is to get the company back on the growth track, put it ahead, get the brand to be the one that consumers and customers prefer, and be able to realize our vision, which I shared with you at the end of the slide, which is to be number one. Your company, I think, is well positioned. There are some challenges, but the team and the management will endeavor to make that happen, and we will be in communication. Thank you so much, Mr. Kapoor.
Thank you.
Could we have the next question? Yeah.
Before we invite the next speaker, I would request all the speakers to please restrict your questions to 3 minutes. We now invite Mr. Praveen Kumar to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question.
Praveen ji.
Mr. Praveen Kumar, you may proceed with your question, please. We will wait for a moment while he unmutes his connection.
A very, very good morning to my respected chairperson, esteemed board of director, and my fellow shareholder. Myself, Praveen Kumar, joining this meeting from New Delhi. I have few observations which I love to share with the entire house. But before that, sir, in this financial year, this is our first interaction with the management. So I wish the entire management team, each and every dedicated employee of our company, a happy, healthy, and prosperous future, sir. Coming down to my observation, sir, I'm with the company for more than a decade, and I am so lucky to be part of such a very, very interesting company. Every year, I am looking forward to the dedicated speech to the retail investor. It is very, very in-depth and very, very informative for me. I am so lucky, and as our company is growing leap and bound, we are bound to go make sure in this respective sector we will be number one. I am grateful to you, and sir, I wholeheartedly support all the resolution which you set out for the notice today. And last year also, sir, I requested a factory visit, if possible, so that at least we will briefly interact with the management and see our state-of-art facility in Faridabad. So please take note of that. As far as the question is concerned, our company is doing fantabulously well, sir. And I love to address here one very, very important aspect of our company is the communication between retail investor and the company, sir. In this regard, I love to thank our respected company secretary and his entire team, sir. I will share my one experience with you, which you will be delighted that he is the biggest asset as far as the communication is concerned. I visited my office. He welcomed me, given me red carpet, listened to my update and queries, and well responded to it along with our respected CFO. That truly shows, sir, that truly boosts our morale as far as our investment company is concerned, sir. God bless our company secretary. They are the biggest asset, sir. That truly says all, sir. At the end, sir, I just pray to the God that he will bless you with all the positivity so that you will keep the momentum of creating job for Make in India, to respect our Narendra Modi ji appeal to each and every corporate, sir, creating wealth for a retail investor like me, and taking CSR activities to the next level to build India in a very, very constructive way, be it education, livelihood, who are situated around our plant, and taking green initiative to make sure that our company will be zero emission by few years down the line, sir. My best wishes with you, and I hope our company is doing extremely well in the future, sir. And we are using AI in every sense of it. That will be a great key trigger as far as the growth is concerned. And I'm very, very thankful to our respected company secretaries, entire team, to give me this opportunity to share my views and my observation. I wish you all the luck and all the best. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Praveen ji, for your lavish and generous comments and observation. Really appreciate. I think my team takes it on board. Sandeep, Varsha, I can see them smiling. So thanks a lot for that. It is support of people like yourself that gives us the energy, the stamina, and the optimism to keep going. You mentioned the factory visit. I think the company secretary, who you very much enjoyed interacting with, would look into it, and we'll get back to you. We take your points on the other observations that you made to keep going ahead with the innovation plan, the CSR work that we do, and using AI, which is a very, very interesting point you've raised. We will see how do we maximize the opportunity. We do it carefully so we are able to benefit from the best of AI, and that can supplement the effort that your company employees are already making towards the growth journey that we've set for ourselves. Thanks a lot, Mr. Praveen ji, and we take your compliments again with gratitude. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker member, Ms. Akanksha Agarwal. We request you to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question.
सर, क्या आप मुझे सुन पा रहे हैं?
जी जी सुन पा रहे हैं आकांक्षा जी, प्लीज गो अहेड।
मैं आकांक्षा अग्रवाल, शेयर होल्डर, दिल्ली से। आदरणीय चेयरमैन, बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स और मेरे सम्मानित शेयर धारकों, आप सबको मेरा नमन। यह हम सभी के लिए एक गर्व का विषय है कि हम गुड ईयर इंडिया लिमिटेड जैसी प्रतिष्ठित कंपनी के साथ जुड़े हुए हैं और जिसकी विरासत 100 वर्षों से भी अधिक पुरानी है। पिछले वित्तीय वर्ष में अनेक वैश्विक और घरेलू चुनौतियों के बावजूद गुडईयर ने अपने मूल सिद्धांतों, गुणवत्ता, विश्वसनीयता और नवाचार पर अडिग रहते हुए अच्छा प्रदर्शन किया है। हमारे R&D और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट्स ने प्रोडक्टिविटी बढ़ाने और पर्यावरण को के अनुकूल तकनीकों को अपनाने में उल्लेखनीय प्रगति की है। मेरा सभापति जी से एक ही प्रश्न है, क्या इलेक्ट्रिक व्हीकल बाजार के लिए हमारा गुडईयर कोई भविष्य में नई मैन्युफैक्चरिंग यूनिट लगाने की योजना बना रहा है? सर, जाते जाते मैं हमारे CS अनूप जी और समस्त टीम को धन्यवाद देती हूँ, जिन्होंने मुझे इस मंच पर बोलने का मौका दिया। इन्हीं सब शब्दों के साथ मैं अपनी बात को विराम देती हूँ। जय हिंद, जय भारत, नमस्कार।
आकांक्षा जी, बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपका। जय हिंद। और जैसे कि पहले कहा था स्पीकर ने, मेक इन इंडिया के लिए हम लोग फुली कमिटेड हैं। आपने जो बड़े अच्छे शब्दों में हमारे काम की, हमारी कार्य कुशलता की तारीफ करी है, उसके लिए मैं बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देता हूं। आपने कहा हमारी गुणवत्ता, हमारी विश्वसता, तो ये हमारा गुडियर का कोर है। मेरी टीम और हमारी यही कोशिश रहेगी कि हम इसको कंटिन्यू करें। सभी स्पीकर्स ने गुडियर ब्रांड और गुडियर कंपनी के बारे में बहुत अच्छी बातें कही है, तो हम पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि इस लेगेसी, इस धरोहर को लेके हम आगे चलें और इसको और आगे बढ़ाएं। तो बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद आपके विश्वास का और आपके इन सराहनीय शब्दों का। जहां तक आपकी बात रही है ईवी की, तो आपकी कंपनी ईवी टायर में ऑलरेडी काफी आगे है। जो नए लॉन्चेस देखे जो महिंद्रा के साथ है, जैसे उसमें आपकी कंपनी के ही टायर हैं। हमारी जो फैसिलिटी है औरंगाबाद में, वो ऑलरेडी ईवी टायर बना रही है। हमारी एक टेक्नोलॉजी है जो स्पेशली ईवी टायर्स बनाती है, और जिससे जो एक्सपीरियंस होता है ईवी गाड़ी चलाने का, वो साउंडलेस होता है। तो हमने एक्चुअली अपने टायर को थोड़ा डिफाइन किया है अलग तरीके से। हमने उसकी टेक्नोलॉजी डाली है जो ग्लोबल आई है हमारे पास, जो हमने ग्लोबली टेस्ला के साथ भी यूज की और यहाँ पे यूज कर रहे हैं हम लोग, उसको हम लेके आए हैं। और आपकी कंपनी और आपकी फैक्ट्री पूरी तैयार है। जैसे जैसे ईवी मार्केट बढ़ेगा, हमारी चेष्टा यही रहेगी कि हम इसमें सर्वप्रथम रहें, सर्वश्रेष्ठ रहें। तो आपकी उसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अगर मेरी टीम कुछ ऐड करना चाहती है संदीप वर्षा, तो करें, पर अदरवाइज आकांक्षा जी आपका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, और आपके साथ जुड़े रहने के लिए हम लोग खुश रहेंगे। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you very much. The next speaker member, Mr. Chetan Chadda, was registered, however not connected. Hence, we will move to the next speaker member, Mr. Tony Bhatia. We request you to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question. We will wait for a moment while he unmutes his connection.
Hello. Sir,
Yes,
am
sir.
thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Respected Chairman Saab, Board of Directors, and my shareholders, friends. Chairman Saab, सबसे पहले, I hope you won't mind my speaking in Hindi. Chairman साहब, सबसे पहले तो आपने you gave us such a beautiful chairman speech, जिसमें आपने सब बताया कि our company is one of the best organization. बहुत ही अच्छा लगा। अवार्ड्स के बारे में, कॉर्पोरेट गवर्नेंस के बारे में आपने बताया। ये सब सुन के बहुत अच्छा लगा। सच ए ब्यूटीफुल चेयरमैन स्पीच यू गेव अस। नाउ आई एम कमिंग टू द पॉइंट। आप, हाँ, देयर इज ए ऑल राउंड प्रोग्रेस इन द कंपनी एक्सेप्ट स्लाइटली डाउनफॉल इन द प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी। वो आपने अपनी चेयरमैन स्पीच में भी, और फर्स्ट स्पीकर साकेत जी, आई थिंक साकेत जी के भी क्वेश्चन का आपने बता दिया। एंड आई एम श्योर कंपनी विल अगेन टर्न द कॉर्नर विद गॉड ग्रेस। A good dividend you gave us 23 rupees 90 पैसा. अवार्ड्स के बारे में सभी एम्प्लॉइज जो बोर्ड चेयरमैन साहब आप पूरा बोर्ड और सभी एम्प्लॉइज इसके लिए बधाई के मुबारकबाद के पात्र हैं जिन्होंने कड़ी मेहनत की और आज हमारी कंपनी को कई अवार्ड्स मिले. Chairman Saab, corporate governance, you have shown in such a good manner. For this credit goes to our CFO, Sandeep ji, and our company secretary, Anup ji. Discount coupon. Yes, Mr. Chairman. Sir, Birla Tires, 4-5 साल पहले तक 15% के डिस्काउंट कूपन दिया करते थे. अब उन्होंने डिसकंटिन्यू कर दिया. I don't know what's the reason behind it. इससे पहले I have got my personal experience with Modi Rubber people. When Modi Rubber and Continental Tires both were the joint ventures, they on request in the AGM, they used to give some good discount coupons only on request. तो पॉसिबल हो सर डिस्काउंट कूपन के लिए चेयरमैन साहब आप सोचना अगर कोई पॉसिबल हो. सर मेरे चेयरमैन साहब माय रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरमैन एक सवाल जो है सर our company came in 61 too. I am a shareholder since 74 when the registered office was in Calcutta and the corporate office was in EC House, Connaught Place. I am coming to the main point. And MRF Tires, formerly known as Madras Rubber Factory, I think they came, I heard, they came in 67, 68 public issue IPO. Sir, what line, my respected chairman, they have got it. Their share price is 1,50,000 and our price is around 1,000. हाँ हमारे शेयर प्राइस जो है कई टायर्स कंपनी से अच्छी है. फॉर एग्जांपल अपोलो टायर्स, जेके टायर्स एंड सम अदर कंपनीज में भी. बट और हमसे अच्छे अपोलो, एमआरएफ, सीएच एंड श्री चक्रा टायर्स, टीवीएस टायर्स. तो व्हाट लाइन, माय रिस्पेक्टेड चेयरमैन, दे हैव गॉट इट. चेयरमैन साहब जेके टायर्स 3-4 दिन के बाद वो फिजिकल हाइब्रिड मीटिंग होल्ड कर रहे हैं समवेयर नियर उदयपुर. अगर पॉसिबल हो तो आप भी हाइब्रिड मीटिंग के बारे में सोचिए चेयरमैन साहब. हाँ औरंगाबाद में हमारी फैक्ट्री है बट यू हैव नॉट मेंशन ऑन द पेज नंबर 2, ओनली यू हैव मेंशन पेज मैन्युफैक्चरिंग प्लांट बल्लभगढ़. सो अगर औरंगाबाद का भी लिखे तो अच्छा लगेगा. फर्स्ट प्लांट बल्लभगढ़, सेकंड प्लांट औरंगाबाद. याद वक्त चेयरमैन साहब ना लेते हुए एक बार फिर मैं आपका, पूरे बोर्ड का, सभी एम्प्लॉइज का जो इस कंपनी के लिए कड़ी मेहनत कर रहे हैं सबको मुबारकबाद देता हूं. लिंक के लिए और बैलेंस शीट के लिए आई गॉट इट वेल इन टाइम. फॉर दिस क्रेडिट गोज टू सेक्रेटरियल डिपार्टमेंट अनूप जी. With these words, I support and seconded the balance sheet. God bless you, Mr. Chairman. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Chetan ji. Thank you so much for your words of appreciation for the speech, and really appreciate your well wishes for us, which will definitely come useful as we travel the year. The questions you raised specifically, number one on the discount coupon, we will look into it, sir. We are in the middle of improving a lot of our processes, our sales operations, our margin, our portfolio. And it would be a priority first to be able to give you a better return on the investment next year. And so the areas of expenditure which influence the consumer demand positively to regain the volume and the market share would be privileged over all else, which I'm sure you would appreciate when that happens. So we take your point on board, but I would request you to consider the entirety of our operations and the choices that we make in order to achieve our commercial objective. You talked about the hybrid meeting, sir, that we will look into. Thank you so much for pointing it out. I think that's a good input. As we go along, we will look at ways for communicating. For the shares part, now that's an interesting comment. We are better than some, but we could be better than where we are. I think I would like to dwell on what we can do. There are other companies doing well, and my compliments to them. We will learn from them. But your company is also in the esteemed higher bracket of the companies in this industry, as you can see from our evaluation, from our PE, and so on and so forth. As we get stronger and better, I think our share value would reflect that. It is not that it isn't. It is already well placed with the investors. But all the opportunities that we've identified, as we go on exploring that, I'm sure the results would follow also on the share side. So that's a broad comment. We are doing well. We need to do better, and that is what the management will attempt. which will improve the shares. So thank you so much for your question, Mr. Chetanji again, and thanks for your comments earlier. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker member, Ms. Santosh Bhutani and Mr. MP Bhutani, to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question. We will wait for a moment while they unmute the connection.
Mr. Bhutani?
Am I audible, sir?
Yeah, you're audible. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm P. Bhutani, with Santosh Bhutani. Very good morning to our board of directors, management team, and all shareholders. Regarding today's agenda and annual report, a big thanks to the team of CS for very informative annual report, accurate compliances made well in time, and all section has been covered in a transparent manner. Sir, after your speech and the annual report, uh, going through the annual report, I am extremely confident that the leadership team will hit more significant milestone and to take the company to the next phase of growth. My question to the leadership team is that not related to the balance sheet, but just general for updation of my knowledge as a shareholder. Sir, regarding future growth strategy, what specific strategy does the company plan to implement to sustain its growth momentum and future increase its market share in the coming years? Regarding investment in innovation, how is the company investing in research and development or innovation to stay ahead of the competition and address emerging market trends? Next is, what does company plan to stay competitive in the industry and what initiatives are being explored? And what do you plan to improve profitability and return of investment for shareholder? Thank you very much, sir, Chairman, sir. And I hope the company will increase their muscle power and appreciate to the investor by way of good market share rate. I know nothing is done, nothing is doing regarding the market share, but we are looking better that the Sensex and NSE has appreciated to all investors, but our share is not appreciating for the last few years and trading around 1,000. This is the one concern. Rest, I pray to the God for you to keep you all happy, healthy, and safe, and best wishes for the coming festival. Thank you very much, Chairman, sir, and Board of Directors, and especially Company Secretary and the moderator. Really, I am thankful you have chosen the best way for in the VC meeting. We have no problem, and we are happy to join this meeting in this platform. So nice of you. Thank you to all, sir, once again.
थैंक यू भूटानी जी और अच्छा देखा आपको देख भी लिया हमने स्क्रीन पे आप पहले स्पीकर हैं जिनको हम देख भी सकते हैं सो थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर दैट thanks for your compliments and your appreciation of the work. Your question broadly is what are we doing to stay ahead of competition and drive the growth broadly, and then how it will reflect on the ROI and the shares. So we are working on opportunities in the product side. We are looking at optimizing our product, our proposition in entirety. What is it that we offer which is superior to competition? What is the price of it, and what is the support system? What is the service system that we give, and what is the communication, more importantly, with our consumers and customers? So we're looking at all of that to do better than our competition and to stay ahead of, more importantly, the emerging trends, to provide consumers the delight that they would not easily get from our competitive offering. If as and when that happens, as and when consumers start to take, and we are already seeing the shoots of growth, all the other parameters will fall in place, the return will improve, because for the same invested capital, you would see better churn of the output, meaning better sales, and therefore that would reflect positively. And I'm sure as that happens, you would see the impact on the wealth, meaning the investors' confidence and the increase in the share prices, which, as you mentioned, has been in a certain range band. I think as we move ahead with the opportunities that we see and we gradually leverage each of these and grow our share, as well as drive the new opportunities with our innovation, with our dealer network, with our whole ecosystem, we should see that following positively. So thanks a lot again for your good wishes, and we look forward to making this successful here in that context. Thank you.
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker member, Mr. Bhupender Singh Green, to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question, please. We will wait for a moment for Mr. Singh to unmute his connection. Mr. Singh, you may proceed with your question, please.
हेलो
Yes.
मेरी आवाज सुनाई दे रही है आपको? हेलो
Yeah, Bhupender ji.
हाँ,
Please go ahead. Yes, I can see you also.
मैं भूपेंद्र सिंह ग्रीन दिल्ली से बोल रहा हूँ। आपको मैं 3 बातों में मुबारकबाद देना चाहता हूँ। पहला तो ये कि आपको जो वर्किंग है साल भर का बहुत ही सुंदर रहा। इस बारे में कोई कहने की जरूरत नहीं, क्योंकि पूर्व वक्ता सारे आपके यही चीज कहते रहे हैं। मैं भी इसमें ज्यादा नहीं जाना चाहता हूँ। दूसरा, आपने जो कंपनी सेक्रेटरी रखे हुए हैं वो इतने कोऑपरेटिव हैं शेयर होल्डर से, इन्वेस्टर से, तो उसके बारे में मैं आपको नहीं ज्यादा बोलना चाहता। और लास्ट में मैं आपको ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि जो आप ये ई वोटिंग वगैरह है, अब मेरे पास करीबन 200 वोट हैं और मैं पिछले 1 घंटे से ई वोटिंग करने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ। और ई वोटिंग करने में मुझे सिर्फ 2 वोट आपको देना पड़, 2 फॉलोअर के मैं आप दे पाया हूँ। या तो अब तो सेबी ने कह भी दिया है कि आप फिजिकल मीटिंग भी कर सकते हैं, जिससे कि शेयर होल्डर आपके साथ बैठे, आपके अपनी प्रॉब्लम बताएं और आपकी प्रॉब्लम दे। क्योंकि फिजिकल मीटिंग में पहले पिछले हम 20 साल से, मैं काफी साल से आपसे जुड़ा हुआ हूँ, तब होती थी और काफी शेयर होल्डर पार्ट लेते थे, करीबन 10-20 हजार। और आज मेरे ख्याल से आपको शेयर होल्डर बड़ी मुश्किल से 10 नहीं हो रहे होंगे पूरे इंडिया में। इसलिए मैं आपसे एक रिक्वेस्ट है कि आप कोशिश करिए फिजिकल मीटिंग, जब गवर्नमेंट ने अलाउ कर दी है तो फिजिकल मीटिंग करने से कम शेयर होल्डर आएंगे, कंपनी के बारे में पता चलेगा और आपसे रूबरू होंगे। अब आपके सारे डायरेक्टर अलग अलग बैठे हुए अपने अपने घर में, और आप अकेले सब, मतलब आप खुद भी नहीं इकट्ठे हो पाते। या यदि फिजिकल मीटिंग हो तो करीब करीब सारे एक जगह होंगे, शेयर होल्डर होंगे, आपको प्रॉब्लम बताएंगे। लास्ट में मैं आपको ये बताना चाहता हूँ कि अब ऑटोमोबाइल इंडस्ट्री बहुत ही प्रोग्रेस कर रही है पूरे इंडिया में, और जहाँ पहले हजारों में गाड़ियां चलती थी, अब लाखों में गाड़ियां चल रही हैं। और उसी हिसाब से आपके टायर की भी डिमांड बढ़ी हुई होगी, नेचुरली बढ़ी हुई है और बढ़ा रहा है। उस हिसाब से आपने प्लांट बहुत कम लगे हैं। आप वेस्ट में अभी आपका औरंगाबाद में है, साउथ में कोई आपका प्लांट नहीं है, ईस्ट में कोई प्लांट नहीं। तो इसमें आप कोशिश करो कि हर क्वार्टर में, मतलब हर साल एक आध प्लांट छोटे से शुरू करिए, जिससे कि आपका शेयर होल्डर, मतलब प्रोग्रेस होगी कंपनी की और उसका बजट बढ़ेगा, फाइनेंशियल रेवेन्यू बढ़ेगा। अब हमारी देश की नरेंद्र मोदी जी कहते हैं कि हम थर्ड इकोनॉमी वर्ल्ड की बनने हैं। तो ये आप लोगों के भरोसे ही वो बोल रहे हैं कि भाई ऐसी इंडस्ट्री बढ़ाएंगे तभी तो हमारी रेवेन्यू बढ़ेगा हिंदुस्तान की गवर्नमेंट का। तो भाई आपसे ये निवेदन है कि आप एक जो प्लांट है वो हर जगह लाएं। और लास्ट में मैं आपसे ये कहना चाहता हूँ कि ये जो ई वोटिंग वगैरह है, ये आपका आज आपकी 10 बजे मीटिंग शुरू हुई है और 10 बजे से आपकी ई वोटिंग शुरू नहीं हुई, या तो उसी दिन पूरे शुरू हो जाती तो कम से कम लोग वोट डाल देते हैं एक, या फिर आप बैलेट पेपर अलाउ करिए। आप एनुअल रिपोर्ट भेजते हैं तो उसमें बैलेट पेपर लगा देते, शेयर होल्डर जो चाहे तो बैलेट आपको प्रोवाइड कर दे। ये पॉसिबल है। हमारा पूरा हिंदुस्तान इलेक्शन में बैलेट पेपर मांग रहा है, तो आपका तो पहले भी बैलेट पेपर देते थे। अब मैं ज्यादा टाइम नहीं लेना चाहता हूँ, क्योंकि लोगों ने बहुत बोल चुका है और आप भी बैठे बैठे बोर हो जाओगे ज्यादा देर बैठने के। इसलिए बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने मुझे टाइम दिया। और मेरी ये जो तीन जो आपसे रिक्वेस्ट है, उस बारे में आप सोचिए और कुछ सेबी को भी लिखिए कि आप कोशिश करिए फिजिकल मीटिंग करने की। थैंक यू सर।
भूपेन जी, थैंक यू सो मच। और बिल्कुल भी बोर नहीं हो रहे, आपसे बात करके बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है, तो आप उसके बारे में न सोचिए। तो फिजिकल मीटिंग की बात आप लोगों ने आपने कही है, पहले भी कही है, तो हम इसको नोट करते हैं, हम देखते हैं इसके बारे में क्या कर सकते हैं। आपके फीडबैक और आपके इस व्यू के बारे में थैंक यू सो मच। आपने जो बात कही है प्लांट लगाने की, तो प्लांट हमारी कंपनी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग स्ट्रैटेजी जिसको हम बोलते हैं कि भाई आगे 3 से 4 साल जैसे मार्केट डेवलप हो रहा है, हमारी क्या स्ट्रैटेजी होगी, हम इस चीज को कॉन्स्टेंटली देखते हैं। अभी हमारी काफी बात चल रही है हमारे ग्लोबल पेरेंट कंपनी से, और इसके इस संदर्भ में काफी चीजें भी होगी। प्लांट कैसा होना चाहिए, कहाँ होना चाहिए, इसके क्या फायदे हैं, इसमें कई चीजें होती है जिससे शेयर होल्डर को पूरा फायदा हो। नॉट ओनली अच्छी जगह पे अच्छे से बने और उसका रिटर्न भी ठीक हो। तो इसके लिए कंपनी हमेशा स्टडी करती रहती है, और मैं आपको विश्वास दिलाना चाहता हूँ ये चालू है। जैसे जैसे हमें लगेगा कि हमारी प्लांट की कैपेसिटी और बढ़नी चाहिए, जो अभी है उसके अलावा और अलग जगह लगनी चाहिए, वो डेफिनेटली मैं आपको अश्योर करूंगा वो होगा। ऑलरेडी आपकी कंपनी का अच्छी पोजीशन है, क्योंकि हम लोगों का मैन्युफैक्चरिंग फुटप्रिंट जिसे हम कहते हैं काफी डाइवर्सिफाइड है, पर और अपॉर्चुनिटीज होगी ग्रोइंग मार्केट में, तो डेफिनेटली इस चीज को देखा जाएगा। तो आपकी ये पॉइंट भी हम लोग लेते हैं और इस पे अमल करेंगे, और आगे मौका पड़ेगा तो आप इसके बारे में और बताएंगे। आपकी जो प्रॉब्लम्स आ रही है फोलियो के साथ, हम देखते हैं ये वोटिंग का क्या है, और आपने जो बैलेट पेपर का सुझाव दिया है, also we will see if that's a possibility, but Bhupender ji, if I can submit, there is a whole new wave of technology everywhere. Everybody, you would notice from your environment, everybody is embracing new ways of technology. I think that would be our first preference, because we can do much better than that. Also something that people have highlighted, तो हम वो देखेंगे, और जहां कहीं कोई चीज रह जाती है तो उसके लिए हम लोग देखेंगे कि हम क्या फिजिकल ऑप्शन रख सकते हैं, जिससे हमारे शेयर होल्डर्स को कोई मुश्किल या परेशानी नहीं हो। तो थैंक यू सो मच भूपेंद्र जी फॉर योर कमेंट, एंड या थैंक्स अगेन फॉर योर काइंड वर्ड्स। थैंक यू।
Thank you. We now invite the next speaker member, Mr. Mani Sundaram AV. We request you to please unmute your connection and proceed with your question. We will wait for a moment while Mr. Mani Sundaram unmutes his connection. Mr. Mani Sundaram, we have unmuted from our end. We request you to please unmute your microphone and proceed with your question. Mr. Mani Sundaram? Seems due to technical challenge, he's unable to unmute his microphone. The next speaker member, Ms. Meenal Bang, was registered, however, not connected. Hence, we'll move to the next speaker member, Mr. Narendra Singh Chauhan. He was connected, however, right now he's not on this call. So we'll move to the next speaker member who was registered with us, Mr. Mahesh Kumar Bubna. Mr. Bubna is also not connected to this forum. That makes it the last question, the last speaker for this session. I now hand over to Chairman for further proceedings.
Thank you so much, Akshita, and thanks to all the members who've taken the trouble to ask us the questions, to come in the forum and make very pertinent observations. We have taken a note of all of these. Where required, if as and when, we will give more details to the speakers. So thanks a lot, Saket ji, Praveen ji, Akanksha ji, Chetan ji, Bhutani ji, Bhupendra ji. Thanks a lot for your comments and your participation. Mr. Anup Karnwal, the company secretary, is collating all the questions and we will respond to them. I would like to take up the questions that were asked by the members in advance and were received by us on email. आपने कुछ पूछे हैं पर और भी काफी सवाल हैं और हमारी कोशिश रहेगी कि जो एक से क्वेश्चंस हैं जो कुछ इम्पोर्टेंट एरियाज को पर्टेन करते हैं उनको हम एक साथ लेके जवाब दे दें, जिससे जो चीजें पहले अब तक नहीं बताई गई हैं प्रेजेंटेशन या आपके Q&A के माध्यम से वो इसमें कवर हो जाएंगी और मेंबर्स को और सवाल और अपने सवालों का जवाब मिल जाएगा. So we've categorized these questions and we'll address them as we go along. So one of the important questions that has been raised by the members is what are the key strategic priorities for the financial year 25-26? This was partially alluded to in the previous questions, but I would like to say that Goodyear is firmly committed to maintaining leadership position in the farm business by competing vigorously. We will continue to be in that space. In the consumer business, the company is focused on winning the target market, as I had mentioned before, which is the luxury SUV and the EV. So we have chosen the areas which are attractive to participate in and where your company has the strength, and we will be looking at driving those as the leader in the industry to be able to influence consumer adoption and consumer preference in favor of our brand. We are also, as I mentioned before, looking at getting an increasing share of the SUV market, which is growing in India, where consumers have shown a very, very strong preference very clearly, with a specialized and a customized tire, which has been launched already, and with other offerings to come in the whole segment of the luxury and the EVs and the SUVs. How would we do it? I've already explained a bit of it. We've got some products out there, Assurance Max Guard, we've got Assurance Comfort Tread, we've got Efficient Grip. These are tires that really leverage the opportunity for the consumers in the SUV space and so on. We are looking at expanding distribution with focus on higher market share and working closely with our partners to be able to realize most of the consumer demand showing up in their shops. We will strengthen customer connect, we will enhance their productivity, and we will also work on implementing initiatives within the company, which is outward facing with our partners to be able to service the demand efficiently. We will elevate the brand to a premium position to enhance margins. We will put in best-in-class customer service. We are already known for a very strong customer service orientation. We were the pioneers in this space. We will continue being the leaders with customer satisfaction. We will invest in capability building of our employees to enhance their expertise. The intellectual capital, the commercial capital of your employees would be constantly upgraded in sync with the market, so we are able to lead and grow our business in the areas that we participate. Another question that has been raised by some of the members is why is the dividend lower versus the last few years? Now, your company has a well laid out dividend policy and it has consistently rewarded the shareholders every year, let me assure you. We will continue to weigh various options to reward our investors with a high dividend, which we have as in the past, as also continue investing in the future for the growth of the company, which will directly and indirectly be beneficial to the shareholders. So we want to really be in the shareholder value creation game and deliver sustainable value to all our shareholders. It is towards that end that the dividend policy has been designed. So we'll be distributing therefore rupees 55.1 crore at 23.6 rupees per equity share of rupees 10, which constitutes about 100% of the current year PAT subject to shareholders' approval. So as you can see, we are taking strong steps for the shareholders so that they are able to meet their commercial expectations. During the last 5 financial years, we've distributed approximately 850 crores, which goes to show our commitment to delivering strong dividend. This is the company's way of expressing gratitude and appreciation for the shareholders for staying invested in us and believing in the company's growth journey. A question that was raised earlier, but I would like to maybe take a little more here is Goodyear prepared to shift to EVs? As I've said before, I want to give the trust and the confidence to the members here that last year, electric cars constituted about 22.7% of the total passenger vehicle segment. It is growing well with increasing environmental awareness, government policies, and the incentives which have been put in place. we as a country are expected to reach 30% EV penetration by 2030. So the segment is strong, it's evolving, and your company recognizes that. Over the recent year, Goodyear has continuously invested in the R&D for EV tires. As I mentioned, we are making a proprietary tire, which is called the Foreman tire, which is really something that is already available with the OEs and is coming as fitments in a lot of the new launches that you've seen come this year. Given the increasing adoption of the AV, we recognize this as a key segment, and we will continue to leverage Goodyear's global product portfolio to create differentiation and gain traction in this segment. Last year, we also introduced the electric drive range of tires in India. So a lot of our tires are electric vehicle ready, EV ready as we call them, and which have a better rolling resistance to suitably maximize performance of the electric vehicles in India, as I mentioned before. We are supplying these tires in some of the key performing EVs in the market already. Finally, a question on the liquidity position of the company and how do you plan to utilize the cash in hand. As has been mentioned before, your company has a cash balance of rupees 194 crores as of March 25 and expect sustained cash flow going forward. We will be distributing rupees 55 crores towards dividend, subject to approval of the members of the company. Regular capex spend as per the requirements will be met, and contingency planning amidst macroeconomic uncertainty will be the key for future performance. Your company, with its cash position, let me assure you, is well placed to handle the uncertainties, as also meet unforeseen demands that we have seen some of them happen already, which is on various accounts. And finally, meet the obligations to stakeholders like the government, creditors' payments, and future expansion plans. So overall, a concerted view at the cash situation that the company has kept to fuel its growth plan, as well as reward the shareholders who have been invested with us. Concern has been raised about the commodity price. Yes, it has increased by 12%. Natural rubber pricing has gone up. We have taken adequate pricing actions to protect our margins from the RM price increase, but we recognize that for long-term consumer demand, we also need to work on alternative sourcing options, which we are looking at, so that we are able to protect ourselves better from the vagaries of the commodity prices. A very significant question that has come from you, which I want to table here, is what does the strategic review mean for us? When will the parent company make a decision on the review? Now, we have been very transparent. Your company has been absolutely transparent in sharing with all of you what is the plan going forward. In April 25, Goodyear shared with BSE that we have placed our farm tire business under strategic review. That is currently underway. The potential outcome of the review is not known, and it's too premature to make any speculations. There is also no assurance that this will result in any kind of transaction. It is a review that is happening with full diligence, comprehensively, and we will have to be patient to see what it throws up. In the meantime, we are doing business as usual. We are pursuing the opportunities. We are investing in capacities. We are playing in the market aggressively to be able to influence consumers to adopt our brand, our products. Finally, necessary announcement and disclosures in keeping with the legal requirements will be made as and when necessary. So your company will be fully transparent and will be fully compliant to give the news as and when it unfolds, so that you have, in a transparent way, a full perspective of what is happening ahead. What is the growth and margin expectation for the coming year is a question that has come from some of you. In the financial year 25-26, business is working on portfolio improvement. As I mentioned to you, we want to chase opportunities where your company is well leveraged with its R&D expertise, with its ways of doing business, with new launches and in enhancing customer satisfaction. We're also looking at filling the white spaces so that we are able to leverage opportunities ahead of the time in areas whether it pertains to geography or portfolio or emerging consumer segments. We want to strengthen our position in the market and build, as some of you have mentioned, the strong equity of the brand Goodyear, which all of you have very fondly expressed in no uncertain terms in the previous question. The increasing adoption of larger rim sizes would be important to your company because it is expected to drive robust sales in the replacement market that we see going ahead. These are some of the drivers of the growth in margin, and we'll be communicating transparently how that happens in the course of the year. What are the uppermost strategic priorities for the remaining 3 quarters for the financial year? Though I've said some of it, but let me tell you very sharply, we would be focused on our portfolio, at looking at the emerging segments to satisfy our consumer needs and customer needs. We'll be repositioning the Goodyear brand in the whole luxury SUV EV segment as the brand to go for, as the preferred brand. We'll be expanding premium distribution with focus on big cities, as also tier 2 and 3 wherever important. And we want to build Goodyear as the preferred brand in the emerging SUV space that I've already outlined before. So we have attempted to classify, members, your questions into approximately these broad 8 categories. Hopefully, people who had questions but could not raise them will find the answers that they're seeking here. But this really, along with the previous questions of the presentation, is meant to give you a detailed as well as a broad overview of where your company is and how it sees the year going ahead. Now, if any questions have remained unanswered, the company will respond to them within the next 7 to 8 or 10 working days. And my team and I are fully committed to ensure that all of your queries are satisfactorily met. On this note, therefore, I, on behalf of the Board of Directors of Goodyear India Limited, would once again like to thank all the members for their trust and confidence. We really appreciate that. And the company acknowledges and appreciates the members' sentiments and really is very fondly looking forward to continuing that long cherished relationship which you have been in the company, as some of you said, for many, many years. I now proceed with the voting on all the agenda items of the notice. I would like to assure you that the company will consider all your suggestions. Mr. Chetan Gupta, Company Secretary in Practice and Partner, APAC and Associates LLP, Company Secretaries, was appointed as scrutinizer for scrutinizing the voting process in a fair and transparent manner. The scrutinizer will scrutinize the voting results and submit the report within the prescribed time. Thereafter, voting results will be announced and shall be immediately intimated to BSE and uploaded on the website of company and NSDL. The manner of voting has already been explained in the notice for the annual general meeting. I would like to inform you that e-voting platform of NSDL is open for voting for the next 15 minutes, and the members who are participating in the annual general meeting are being given adequate time and opportunity to vote at the annual general meeting. This meeting shall be deemed to be concluded after 15 minutes. With your permission, all the members, the other directors and I would like to now leave the meeting. I would again like to thank all our directors for joining this meeting. I would like to thank all of the members for their participation, their suggestions, which we heard in good measure today, their fond association with the company, and for listening to our responses. We hope we satisfied some of your queries. Where we haven't, we will come back to you, and you are more than welcome to also be in communication with us. Finally, we wish you and your family best of health, happiness, and success. Thank you so much, and thanks once again for all your participation. Thank you.